Introduction. Hello, my name is Nora from grade 7, and I will be talking about the Persian, Athenian, Alexandros, Ptolemaic, Seleucid, and the Mauryan Empire in the Indo-Mediterranean 600 BC to 200 BC. What is an empire? An empire is a group of states or countries controlled by one person or a government. What and where is the Indo-Mediterranean? The Indo-Mediterranean is a region of lands around the Mediterranean Sea that have a Mediterranean climate with mild and rainy winters and dry summers. The Persian Empire. By 550 BCE, Cyrus II successfully revolted against the Medes. It took him less than a decade to conquer the Medes. He then moved to seize control of the Anatolian Peninsula and the Greek city-states nestled along the peninsula's western edge. After his death, his son Cambyses added Egypt to the empire. After Cambyses' death, Darius, a strong military leader, took control. It was Darius the first to establish 20 provinces, each with a government, military, commander, and a treasurer, who reported separately to the king. There was also a separate system of inspectors known as the King's Eye, and they had their own army and could even move against the military commander. The Persians followed the religion of Zoroastrianism, and for trade Darius standardized weights and measures and established a coinage system based on gold and silver, and he also built a banking house that the Persian army was defeated on the Battle of Marathon in 490 BC. The Athenian Empire. The Ionian states belonged to Persia in 494. However, these city-states revolted, spurred on by Athens. The League's treasury was moved to Athens, and the Delian League had become the Athenian Empire. The Athenians organized very well, and uncooperative states had their lands seized and handed out to Athenian colonists. Governments in the uncooperative states were overthrown and replaced too. About the Athenian Empire. For Athenians, culture was never a problem because they all shared the same religion. But by 500 BC, the old polytheistic religion came. The Athenian navy cleared the Aegean of the pirates. This was a benefit to all of the merchants because it increased in trade. The Athenian Empire fell when war broke out and the Spartans won. About Alexander's empire, Philip II became the Macedonian king. He became familiar with the Greek life in the 3 years he spent as hostage. Philip intended to attack the Persians, but he was assassinated before he could do that. But he succeeded by his son, Alexander. Alexander had been trained in politics and war by his father. Philip II's son, Alexander, extended the Persian system to satraps to the lands he conquered in non-Persian areas south of Hindu Kush. About Alexander's empire. Religion. Alexander never believed in Greek gods, and for trade, Alexander's surveyors laid out a road that facilitated trade in the area. When Alexander was in his deathbed, his generals urged him to name a heir, but he said that it would go to the strongest. Almost immediately after his death, his warriors started warring against each other. In the end, they divided the empire into 3 military states. About the Ptolemaic Empire. After Alexander's death, all his warriors started warring against each other, which resulted in the division of the empire. The Ptolemaic kingdom was centered in Egypt. After almost 50 years of war, the Ptolemaic won. The Ptolemaics divided their kingdoms into provinces, each of which were divided into areas and villages. Also, everything taxable became taxed. Licenses were also required for fishing. About the Ptolemaic Empire religion, the Ptolemaics believed in Greek gods. The Ptolemaics' lack of concern for the population caused them to collapse. Ptolemaics found themselves in a financial bind without funds to hire the merchants. They were forced to arm some troops, which put them in a money problem, and the Ptolemaic lack of concern made the empire. About the Seleucid Empire. After Alexander's death, all his warriors started warring against each other, which resulted in the division of the empire. The Seleucid Empire was centered in Iran and Iraq. Seleucus, the Nicator Victor, gained control of most Alexander's empire, except Egypt. To organize the old Persian political division were reduced into size and then administered by a Greek elite. To maximize the Greek influence, he established a string of new cities and encountered Greek immigrants to settle in them. For religion, Seleucus presented himself as Apollo's son. Reportedly, he had a birthmark in Apollo's symbol. Seleucus was traded with the Chandragupta and led to expanded trade across the Seleucid Empire, connecting India with the Mediterranean. The Parthians, originally a nomadic group, revolted and pushed the Seleucid borders westward. Little by little, bits broke until the Seleucids were a small part in North Syria. About the Mauryan Empire. After King Alexander's death, his generals immediately started fighting to control the pieces of the great empires. Seleucus gained control of the eastern part of the Persian Empire. The Mauryan Empire began to take shape under Chandragupta's Mauryan, the ruler of the kingdom of Magadha. Chandragupta moved north and consolidated his control over the territories. The Mauryan divided the state into provinces, districts, and villages. Royal officials kept order in collecting taxes from the villages. The Mauryan religion was Buddhism. For trade, the Mauryan Empire was an important link in the chain of interconnected kingdoms. Trade routes that ran from Pataliputra across the Hindu Kush, Persia, and Mesopotamia to the Mediterranean area. Ashoka improved the stretch between the cities of Taxila in the upper end of the valley and Pataliputra on the Ganges. After Ashoka's death, the Mauryan Empire slowly disintegrated under a series of weak monarchs and ended with the assassination of the last emperor. Reflection. So now I'll just quickly reflect on our statement of inquiry. For this unit, the global context for this unit was orientation in space and time, which strongly links with our statement of inquiry, which was empires have developed at a different time and location that often influenced how we view them today. What I understood by this is that not all empires were found the same way, and that there is more difference in empires than we thought there was. I have learned many things in this unit regarding the empires that have developed in the Indo-Mediterranean. On is this empire are either ruled by emperors or empresses. Another thing I learned was that empires are bigger than kingdoms. These empires developing was an important event in history, and in that time and location, because of the countries didn't take over one another, then there wouldn't have been things we have today. It also spread certain religions and languages around the world. I feel like the empires were fun to study and learn about, and others may not like this subject, but I do.